Hey there guys, Tom and Ali here. Welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining us for this, our review of WandaVision episode 8. Did you catch what this episode was called?
Previously on.
Okay, right. Cool, because normally we watch it earlier and
And I love that it was literally called Previously On and it had a description saying what it was and you were still surprised it was
I didn't read the description. I didn't read the description. I was like, just hit play. Let's play the episode. This is a spoiler review. I just have to say that. It should be obvious because the title will say spoiler review. But if you haven't seen the episode yet, watch the episode first, then come back and join us for this. So, WandaVision episode 8. Look, I wasn't, for those of you who saw last week's review, I didn't like the reveal at the end with the Agatha Harkness thing. I thought it was cheesy, and to me the show doesn't need a big bad guy for Wanda to face off against. I'm not so upset about it after seeing this episode, but I'm still cautious about it.
Yeah.
It's gonna depend on how this wraps up, because I still don't. What I don't want is in the finale, you know, Agatha Harkness versus Wanda. They fight. Wanda wins. Hooray! Hero saves the day. She's a good guy. You know, paint by numbers like every other superhero property ever. Good guy wins. Ha ha ha! All good. Let's go home. Right? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
to me. And I don't want to sound like, you know, really entitled, like, I want this to happen. If it doesn't happen, then I'll be pissed off. But it's just something that I feel like with a show where you've had 6.5 episodes of complete and utter uniqueness with, you know, not relying on superhero tropes for the most part and doing things completely different, not like Marvel, for it to turn into standard Marvel fare in episode 9 would be a bit of a disappointment for me. Actually, it would be a big disappointment for me, but we'll see how they go. Okay. I'll turn it over to you for your thoughts. I agree
with everything you just said.
Yes.
And I enjoyed the Agatha reveal, I think in part because it was cheesy, and also I love Kathryn Hahn. I think she does a great scenery chomping performance in that episode and this one. She's having fun, and I think it works well. And I think the show is smart by making her more just, like, she's clearly a malevolent presence, we'll put it like that, because she's holding the children hostage. But she's also, what we get from this episode is how I'm interpreting this, a witch who just wants to, like, understand how the hell Wanda is so powerful and maybe get a bit of that action.
Yeah, I think that's the most info we got from why Agatha wants all this. I am also... So you enjoy flashback... Well, you said we needed a flashback episode. I disagree. I don't know we needed it. I expected it to happen.
Yeah, I expected it, but...
And I'm glad it did. Like, I enjoyed seeing how we got to where we are, even though you could pretty much
figure that out.
Put it together, yeah.
Yeah, I think this show has had a few times where it feels more... like they don't trust the audience, so they do spell it out a little bit.
I've been feeling that lately with the last couple of episodes.
Yeah.
That it's getting a little bit exposition-y where it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like, something's already been made abundantly clear and they still have to say, we're doing this because this and this and this and this. And even in this episode, like, Agnes was like, you know, even after we've just seen Wanda get experimented on, we saw in the previously, they showed you Thanos killing Vision.
Yeah.
And even then, Agnes still has to say to Wanda, so, parents dead, brother dead, Vision dead.
That's like... Look, I can let that go because it's clearly more the character, like, thinking out loud.
Yeah, okay.
But as an audience member, like, we know this and we've seen it, and also it's just not stuff that is necessary to understanding a lot of the storyline.
Yeah, but I feel like, yes, it's the you could say it's the character thinking out loud. The way I interpret it was... she's saying this to people who... I'm really tempted to say to dumb people, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not calling you dumb. No, not you. The person commenting after you, they're dumb. No, not you. The next person commenting, they're dumb. So, it came across like she's telling basically people who missed Age of Ultron,
Yeah.
you know, what
There are a
happened.
few moments throughout the show even where I'm like, yes, assuming no one's seen Age of Ultron, like you're not wrong. It's no one's favorite Marvel movie.
They are assuming no one's seen Age of Ultron because after every episode of WandaVision, Disney Plus recommends Age of Ultron,
Yeah.
which is fine because that's where Wanda first showed up. But
Yeah, of course, and it gives you some useful context for this
By the way,
series. But
if there was, with all the Pietro references, if there was one episode that Aaron Taylor Johnson was going to show up, it was going to be this one.
yeah,
No Aaron Taylor Johnson. I thought maybe in that experiment scene, we'll see like just him in a different, like just a shot of him or something. I don't know, but they didn't. They didn't do that.
why are you so obsessed with him?
No, I'm not. I actually don't really like his interpretation of that character, but I just thought in a show about Wanda's trauma,
Yeah.
you would see Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Okay.
It seems to fit to me. That's all.
Look, as you know, like I'm more of a TV person than you. I watch a lot of TV and I watch a lot of genre television.
Mm-hmm.
You know, horror shows,
Yes.
fantasy, that kind of stuff. This show maybe never felt as unique to me as it did to you, just because I've seen a lot of those things.
It feels unique to me from a like Marvel comic book.
Oh yeah, in terms of Marvel, absolutely, it's unique
Yes.
for their brand.
I'm not saying it's like the most unique TV
No,
show
no,
ever
no.
created. Like,
No, of course not.
no.
But there were moments in this episode specifically where it was very, very television action. And what I mean by that is it was a lot of kind of very boring shots of people just standing there looking mad at each other. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of just, you got a Marvel budget, man. Why does
There
this
are some
look
pretty-
bad?
The witches opening at the beginning.
It was very Buffy, that scene.
It was
And
very
I say
Buffy.
that-
It was very. What was that show with the witches?
Charmed.
No.
No?
No. There was like an ABC kids show. I don't know. I think it was a British show.
Oh, you're talking about The Worst Witch.
The Worst Witch.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that. There was a little bit of that,
But
You
like
know,
the thing is,
and a lot of bad hand magic acting. Like,
Elizabeth Olsen invented hand magic
oh, she's
acting.
cool. She's good doing it. But if you watch X-Men Dark Phoenix, and you watch Michael Fassbender and Sophie Turner do hand acting, it's awful. They both look like they're just trying to push a hard poo out. It's like, it's not good. It's, because they're just standing there. So there's nothing exciting about it. And the opening was cool because you get a bit of an Agatha backstory. We still don't know what that book is. I'm starting to think that book might be nothing.
It could be nothing. I think Marvel likes to put little things like that in so they can expand on them later or not.
Yeah.
And I think that's fun and cool. I like that. But yeah, so the opening, first off, felt very TV and very Buffy, which I don't mean in a bad way necessarily because I love Buffy, but it didn't feel
up to Marvel standard.
It didn't feel up to Marvel standard.
Because the whole show up to this point has felt pretty much up to Marvel standard.
Yeah.
Until the Agatha reveal. I don't think it's a coincidence that the Agatha reveal at the end of the last episode and this episode feel a little... And I'm not saying that because of Agatha, I'm just saying the way they've written it, chosen to shoot it, edit it, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I agree.
But I enjoyed the episode. I didn't hate the episode. By the way, I'm going to skip right to the end. I don't think those kids are coming out of this alive. I don't. I still think one way or another this show ends with Wanda really losing it.
Yeah, because if what you say is true, she is going to have lost her entire family again.
Well, we know Vision. We know she didn't steal Vision's body like the director said.
That was a lie.
That was a lie. Everything else what he said was true. She was radicalized by Hydra. She was the Avengers. She then fought against the Avengers. She blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right? She did, in essence, whether she meant to or not, she did take an entire town hostage. I think that was kind of an accident. And then she went, actually, I like this.
Yeah, I'm
This
not
works.
sure. So like,
To me, it didn't come across like she was like, I'm gonna do this.
No. But so when Agatha, does her little zzz thing on her.
Trip down memory lane.
No. At the end of.
Oh yeah.
And you see the purple. I don't think that was like, obviously it wasn't her mind controlling.
No.
I think Wanda kind of tricked herself into living this reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's so many things that she says and does where it's like, you don't know?
No, I think the whole show up in like for all the sitcom stuff was the one person Wanda's been trying to fool is Wanda.
Yeah.
She's the one. It's the one. She doesn't really care about fooling other people. She will if she can, but she's trying to fool herself.
Yeah.
I think what started out as accidental, which is why she's been saying, I don't know how this happened.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she really does know how it happened. It happened, and she went, actually, I like this because I get to live my little happy,
sitcom life.
little sitcom life, and Vision's here.
I want to just... So this is an aspect of the episode that irked me. I find things very pat when people are just like, well, they were really into it as a kid, so obviously as an adult they're obsessed with it. And I'm like, that's just not a thing.
Isn't it though? Isn't that the reason you and I are sitting here in our 20s talking about a Marvel TV show?
To be honest, I was not actually that into superheroes as a kid, so...
Oh.
Yeah.
All right,
So
well,
theory.
I guess that's a me problem.
No, I don't know, it bothers me from a TV writing perspective, or just a writing perspective in general, that they give the characters motivations that are so...
I think it works
simple.
in the context of Wanda, though. Remember, she's living in like a third world country.
Yeah.
And the only thing they've got is this old TV with video, like VHS of these old sitcoms.
They were DVDs.
Were they DVDs?
They were DVDs.
Okay, whatever. They were DVDs. Of these old sitcoms, I get it
I think they were DVDs.
from that context. But in essence, in principle, I agree with you.
Okay, yeah. No, that's reason. That's
Yes.
reasonable discussion about Marvel.
Yes.
You heard it here first.
But I don't know what happens next week. The kids are gonna die.
Or just stop existing.
Or just cease to exist. No, I don't think there's a way Wanda's gonna get them out of that chokehold. Because she wasn't just holding this. They weren't just standing there. Like one move and they get it. It was like she was gonna.
Yeah.
Probably the same way she killed the dog. The question is, so when we last saw Vision, he was trying to find Wanda. I have to find my wife. Took the microphone off. Why am I talking to you? Ran off and tried to find the wife, right? What can he do in this scenario? He's not real.
True.
Monica's probably going to try and help out.
Well, yeah, and
we still don't know what fake Pietro is up to. Clearly, Agatha. That was a big revelation. Agatha manifested him. Did I miss something there? Did she? She said she did something with him.
I actually kind of missed what she was saying there. I was listening, but I don't think the explanation was clear.
No, because she said I couldn't get the real one because he's buried in the ground and there's holes in him.
Yeah,
which was a funny line. Again, but the whole episode she's been trying to edge one
Yeah, because she sees what from Agatha's point of view, Wanda's just a very, very powerful witch, and she wants to learn how the hell she did it.
Yes, don't we all?
Yeah.
But I missed the Pietro explanation. I think the implied message is that Agatha just went.
Yeah.
There's a dude. Because that was part of that whole speech. That came at the end of that whole speech with the bird and the she's
which
transmorphing. Maybe she took a creature and turned it into Pietro. I don't know. I missed whatever that little tiny quick
Pietro
line was.
Sparky. The dog.
Does that match up?
No. He's not the dog. I was joking.
No. But hang on. Did he show up after she killed the dog or before she killed the dog?
I was kidding.
Okay.
But maybe he is actually a dog.
No,
Just a separate,
I just thought
unrelated dog.
if he showed up after that, then I would totally buy into that theory. That she took the dog and transmorphed it into a
That
human
would
being.
actually be great. Whatever is going on with him, it's not as good as that.
Even though it makes no sense, I still want to buy into that theory. I'm really want to buy into that theory.
And another theory you're buying into is Doctor Strange definitely going to appear.
I think so.
He wants it to happen.
I want it to happen. I want it to happen. People want Mephisto and Nightmare, and that's not going to happen. I want Doctor Strange.
Oh, we didn't even reveal the fact that so Scarlet Witch is now she's Scarlet Witch, kind of. She's been named by Agatha because of a mythic. Why are you so meh all the time? She just never had a name before.
I know they've never called her Scarlet Witch, and they wanted to call her Scarlet Witch, but I'm like, it was a little on the head.
Yeah.
It was.
What is this?
I don't know. It was a little on the head.
I think
on the nose.
On the nose.
Should have done that on the nose. I don't want to punch myself in the nose.
I don't know. I mean, I do agree, and I think they jumped through so many hoops to make Scarlet Witch not sound silly because it is. It is a silly name. Most superhero names are silly.
Yeah.
And they try to validate it within the MCU kind of all the time. They're just like, oh, we know it's silly, but that's what he's called. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Wink.
Yeah.
We know. Just move on. You need to move on.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, look,
more excited
they had
for
to
the
name her the Scarlet Witch.
I'm more excited for the world building aspect of that because now we officially canonically have witches in the MCU.
Yes.
So they're gonna do something with that. And
Yes.
having that be a myth that was in that culture is obviously.
Well, they're leaning more into the mythical, magical realm. Like the MCU, for the most part, has tried to ground itself to science and reality as much as they can.
So this is a big step, really.
Well, we have wizards, and now we have witches.
Yeah, I always kind of forget that about. It always felt like they were trying to be sciencey with Doctor Strange in some respects.
Remember too, Mordo is saying at the end of Doctor Strange, he says no more sorcerers, and he's going around hunting sorcerers. There's a possibility he shows up in WandaVision and is like, that Agnes bitch, she's a witch.
Wait, so
This world has too many magical beings.
The villain in Doctor Strange?
No, the Chiwetel Ejiofor character.
Oh, got it.
Mordo. Yep.
You know what? He'll probably just never show up again, and they'll never reference it.
He's in Doctor Strange too.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'm wrong. I'm a fucking moron. I'm sorry. I just assume that everything is going to just, not be addressed. I don't know why. I have so little faith in anybody now.
You've had a tough week. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I've had a tough week too. I've been stressing about this episode.
Wow. You need to. I told him this before. He needs to just take a step back from the MCU because it is impacting him mentally.
It's not good. I have a problem. The first step of having a problem is admitting you have a problem, and I have a problem.
And then, constantly re-engaging with the behavior.
If your MCU addiction lasts longer than a week, consult your doctor. Or watch DC.
No.
Under no circumstances do you watch DC.
Except the first Wonder Woman, that's fine.
That's acceptable. I accept this. This. Anyway, I think that'll do it for this review, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you did, subscribe, obviously.
And like.
And all that jazz. But if you, no pressure if you don't, that's fine. But do it. But, haha, unless jokes, whatever. And let me know what your thoughts on WandaVision episode 8 were. My name is Tom. That's Ali. We will see you next week for the grand finale. Good job. For the grand finale of WandaVision. To see how this turns out, it's going to end very badly. I can tell you right now. Very, very badly. Kids are dying. Vision's dying. Wanda's going bad.
Or at least so emotionally dead that she's just gonna kill without discrimination now.
Oh, yes. Scarlet Witch is... Anyway. All right. That'll do it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.